Welcome back to Forgotten Histories. My name's William. I'm about to give you the rundown on what I believe about the Anunnaki gods. Now, many people believe that the Anunnaki were in fact extraterrestrials that came down from space and passed their knowledge on to humanity. Well, I kind of disagree with that approach. And I kind of like to reframe it into the Anunnaki were not gods at all. They did not come down, or they're not gods, they're not aliens. They did not come down from space and pass their knowledge over to lesser advanced humans. In fact, what I believe is that the Anunnaki were in fact survivors of a pre-Ice Age civilization that obviously collapsed during the Younger Dryas, and that survivors went around the planet and passed on their knowledge to lesser advanced beings, which obviously, or should I say lesser advanced humans, because I believe the Anunnaki were in fact human. Because all you got to do is look back at World War II, at the cargo cult, when the Allied soldiers landed on the islands in the Pacific Oceans and made contact with the tribes. The tribes later made replica airplanes and airfields to try and bring back the cargo that came with what they believed were gods, which they weren't gods. They were obviously soldiers that were fighting a war. But these tribes had no idea that was even going on. All they saw was these people that showed up on their shores that with what looked like advanced technology to them, obviously like magical technology. These must be gods. I mean, they're flying above us, and they're coming with all their cargo and all these things that they have. To them, they deified them. I mean, that's what happened, and that is a known fact. That these tribes, they deified these soldiers. So that just goes to show how easy it is to deify a more advanced person or being, if you want to call it being, if you are the lesser advanced. So if we go back to the Anunnaki, I believe that when the Younger Dryas happened and pretty much destroyed the civilization that was here on Earth, the humans, which were the Anunnaki, they spread out and gave their knowledge to lesser advanced beings. And that is how they were become known as the gods. It's kind of like Graham Hancock's theory. Graham Hancock talks about survivors of a lost civilization that spread around the earth and obviously passed on their knowledge. It's very similar, but what I'm suggesting is that if you look back into the text, the Anunnaki is Graham Hancock's lost civilization. The Anunnaki, they never came from space, that they were actually already here. Now, the confusion about them coming from space is the fact that we deified them as gods. And where do we think gods are? Above us. I mean, it's kind of that simple. So I'm sort of taking Graham Hancock's theory and just adding people to it. These people, the Anunnaki, So that's kind of where I sit on the whole lost civilization. Because if you look back, like I said, at the ancient texts, the Sumerian, the Akkadian, whatever, you will see that they talk about these beings that were more advanced than they were. So let me know what you think. Do you agree with me? Do you agree that the Anunnaki could in fact just be humans that were more advanced, that passed on their knowledge once their own civilization actually came crashing down? Let me know. It's very interesting. It's a very interesting topic. Let me know where you stand.